Hello and welcome to Documint. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an invoice with line items coming from Google Sheets using make.com. So here is our target. This is what we want to do. We want to have an invoice here with company information, dates, line items, and some notes here. And we have a sheet here in Google Sheets. Very, very simple template, super flexible one. We're going to put all of our line items on this side, and we've got our customer information at the top here, and we've subtotaled everything up and grand total here. Just here is where we're going to place our link to this particular invoice. So you could have this as your template, and anytime you want to create an invoice, but you didn't want to worry about your formatting, you have that set up in your document template, and you can easily create that. So let's take a look first of all at our document template. So here we have an invoice example. This template is available in our template gallery, so you could get started straight away if you wanted to. The important part here is that we have a section here which is going to repeat for each line item. So we have our logic function here, repeat loop, and we've called this variable line items. So this whole section here is going to repeat if there is more than one item that we push through. And this is the names of the individual items that come through. One other thing to note, in our section, we have the layout function here, and we're going to avoid page break inside and set that to yes, so that if the document expands, we have lots of line items, then it's going to roll over nicely onto the next page without cutting off any pieces of information. So once our template is all set up, we're ready to go. So let's just put that back down. Let's expand this out. So this is our template from Google Sheets, and I'll show you how to set this up in Make. So here we are over at Make. For those of you familiar, this scenario is going to grab the pieces of information that we're looking for, and there's a couple of little things we need to do to get this all to work together. So our first step here is we're going to get the invoice details. So this range here in our spreadsheet is going to be things like company name, address, date, those sorts of things. Then we're going to get our subtotals from this range here. And then finally, we're going to get our line items. And this is going to grab everything from a much larger range. So we've got plenty of space here for lots of line items if we need it. But we should be good to go with the information then from our Google Sheet. So one thing we need to do is use an array aggregator here. And this is going to take the line items that we get from this step. And as you know, those items will come through as an array. And we need to do a little bit of work to combine that information into a nice set of data so that we can push it through to our document template. So we've got a target structure here, which is our line item structure from our document step. All we have here is the name, line item, price, quantity, total amount, and that's all pulling through from this area here. You can see that pulsing there. So we just match those up to our data. So here's the information we're looking for, and it's these four that we want to pull through. Then we have our document step, and this is just mapping up to all the variables that we have in our template. So the name is coming from the first step, as is the address and date. The subtotals are coming from our second step. And then the line items here, we need to check on the map element. And we're going to use the array that we just created. And we're going to place the whole array into line items because we've already mapped the individual elements together as well. So that array is going to push through and will repeat for as many times as there are line items. And then our final step here is we're just going to update that cell with the link to the invoice that we create in Documint. So we should be all set. So let's make sure we save that. Of course, you could set your trigger to be whatever you want. This is on a timer. You could have another step here, which is your trigger event. But that could be up to your choice. But these are the steps to create your invoice. So let's save that and we'll give that a run. See, that goes through pretty fast. And if we go to our Google Sheet here, it's placed in the link of the document. So we just give that a click and see what we get. And there we are. Same as our target that we shared at the beginning of the video. And we've got each of our line items, all with different amounts here. So let's do one more thing. Let's illustrate how these line items would be handled if it rolled into a new page. So let's just grab that, give that a copy. We'll just repeat that. Maybe we'll do one more. There we go. Let's delete our link. So we'll get a new one. Let's go back to make. And we'll give that one more go. Taking a little bit longer, got more line items in there. Okay, and let's see how that looks. And there we are. Nicely rolls onto our next page there without cutting off any pieces of information. All nicely formatted, all totaled up, and you can continue to use your spreadsheet there for as many line items as you want and replace that for new customers every time. A nice and easy way to create your invoices in Google Sheets with your document template. So as always, I hope that was super helpful. Please let us know if you have any questions at all, and thanks so much for trying Documint.